Okay. Says we're live. So that may give you a little better angle. See what we're working on here, kind of. Sorry about that. So I'm going to have 8 zillion videos on my stream all about the MK2.5 upgrade. But that's all right. Let's see. So now the next part is this little extruder door pivot-y. And the only reason I have to undo this is because the stupid screw that holds the filament sensor into the extruder body is behind that. And I'm going to unplug the printer now, because that is the sensor is a static sensitive device. And at this point is where you guys watch me lose the little washers that are up in here. I predicted it, didn't I? No, it probably went straight to the floor. Yep. It's like a contact lens. What the heck? It's probably stuck to me somewhere, an arm, in my shoe, in my leg. Well, poop. I'm sure the shop vac will find it for me, but it probably won't tell me that it found it. Oh, well. Oh, maybe? Nope, didn't get hung up inside there. Oh, well. Okay. If anybody's watching this later and sees it, you let me know where it went to. And we got a chance to lose the second one here. Well, maybe it went back that way. Nope, not that I can see. Okay. All right, got that out. Now, I can undo this screw that's holding the filament sensor in. Mr. Prusa, if you're listening, when you send out extra filament, replacement filament sensors, send a couple extra little nylon washers too, since you got to remove that extruder door. And I'm sure people are going to lose them. Okay. There's that screw. Okay, now our old, come on, our old filament sensor. Well, if I pull the plug off of there, should be free. And I don't know what's wrong with it, but there it is. Looks fine. Okay, I'm going to ground myself before I reach into the bag. I know you're not supposed to touch the parts on the thing. But you know that's really hard to do. To not do. Not touch the pegs and not touch the parts. And fit it in the hole. All right. So let's put that back together. And we want to make sure that the little bolt is just tight enough that that stops wiggling. Not any more than that. Oh, who's in chat there? Hey, there we go. We're tight. Mad Mike. Oh, I got my replacement part. So I got the new, well, the replacement filament sensor. Whoops, there it is. From Prusa. And I got a new thermistor from Matter Hackers. Because the old one's kind of crunchy, the leads on it. So if we plug this back in, I shouldn't have to put it all back together, I don't think. No. Should be able to do the self-test on it, and let's see if it passes. Fire this up. I think we got to pull that off. Okay, we're going to go to configuration, or calibration, sorry. No, you can't see that, can you? Get you over here and oh. Hey, you still can't read the screen. Okay, close enough. Calibration. Go to wizard. Blah, blah, blah. Wizard. Yeah. Beginning. Yes. Hi there. Yes. Guide me. Okay. Self-test. Extruder fan. It's going. Print fan. Is it spinning? Yes, it's spinning. See? Okay, here's another thing. Mr. Prusa, test the filament sensor before you do all the hot heat bed and hot end testing. That way we'll know if it's good or not. There's X. sure everything's out of the way back there. Why? Now we're doing Z. That did not work. That smashed right into the bed. What the heck? What the heck, dude? Oh, I know why. Probably what I know why. Because I undid the nozzle earlier. Sorry, you weren't here, Mike. I heated up the hot end and unscrewed the nozzle a little bit. So yeah, that would crash into the bed. Oh, that's still warm. I was going to say, this is weird because I already calibrated this once. I was printing with it. The heck is going on here? Watch me be unscrewing the throat from the hot end and have to take the entire extruder apart. Oh boy. Okay. Nozzle's out. Hurrah. Okay. Let's try that again. Actually, let's go to settings and just go down here. Oh, filament sensor not responding. What could possibly be wrong with you, filament sensor? Filament sensor wiring or other things. Sorry, bumping your camera around. All right, let's turn this around. Yep, I knew I'd do that. Okay. Undo this screw. Unplug that. Shut you off for now. Put those back there where they can fall off. Okay. So this is the wiring for the sensor, and it's supposed to use, oh, are you kidding me? How did I do that? Oh, well. Okay, let's try it again. Put that back together. Put that back together. Yeah, so obviously didn't get the connector in on the right pins. The heck, I don't know how many times I've had that connector on and off of there. I got them on the right pins, but I was off by one pin. Okay, try that again. Yeah, we know it hasn't been calibrated. We're just leave me alone. Let me do what we're doing. Filament sensor still not seeing it. Sure it's on there the right way. But we're going to take it apart one more time. And I'll go get the multimeter this time, and we'll double, triple check that all those connectors on that wire is good. All right. It red's towards the outside of the board. One, two, three, four, five. Well, let's go get the multimeter and we'll check everybody. Okay. Our continuity. Sounds crunchy. There. And oh, and of course you're not going to fall out of there because oh yeah, of course. Why would you until I take my hand away? All right. Now pull that guy out. All right. And pull this guy off, and we got the white connector right there. By gum. Let's make sure that it's not shorted. Nope. Blue. Black. And red. Okay. If I put this on right way, there, to the right pins, then we should have DC volts between the red and the black. It's either 5 or 12. 2. Nothing. Hmm. 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 Well, we're on the bottom row of pins. And if I look at the old one, yeah, it's 5 volts and ground is the bottom 2 pins. And clock and data. Data should be the white pin. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to plug the old one back in. Okay. Yeah. The wiring spaghetti is the... Okay, let's see. Should be able to just go settings and say filament sensor, and it should find it, you would think. Oh, because I shut it off, it's not going to like that. Okay. Well, let's unplug that. I can still get to the new one. But I'm not seeing 5 volts on that line. Make sure I button this back up, or else I'll end up tearing the door off, crashing into things. Get in there. All right. Well, I can't imagine that it's going to need to do it through the wizard, but let's see. Spinning. Everything's spinning. It's heating the hot end up. Guess I could go get my filament off the floor back there. Okay. That's heating the bed. I see a red light back there. but it's getting warm. Yeah, I don't know. I would assume that you could just go into the thing and tell it has a bed sensor and it should fire up, but that's just my assumption. All right, done with the multimeter for now, so shut it off. Bed, you're nice and warm. Yay, it says it's okay. Filament sensor. Sensor wiring error. Well, there's no wiring error, so I don't know what the heck's going on with you. And you can't proceed beyond the self-test once that's failed. So, since that failed, let's do calibration, calibrate XYZ. Take that all the way up. Nozzle's clean. Yes, they're all the way up. No, there's no steel sheet on the heat bed. Click when done. Place a sheet of paper immediately. All right, so it's going to search for our first 4 bed points. Upgrades make it functionally equivalent to the... Well, no. So it does not have the INC board in it. So you don't have the trinamic stepper drivers. So it's still got the old stepper drivers. It's not 24 volts. It's still a 12-volt system. So it's 12-volt heat bed, 12-volt heater cartridge, that sort of thing. The other thing is you don't get the part cooling fan. Does not have the 3 wires, so it can't tell if it's spinning or not, which the Mark III does. So no, it's not quite the equivalent of a Mark III, but it does give you the removable bed. And whether the filament sensor works or not, I will keep after it until it gets working, but it never had a filament sensor before, so it would be nice if it had it, just so it would stop the print. But the other thing, since it doesn't have the INC board, it does not give, there's no power panic, there's no extruder. You know, if I pinch that and stop the carriage from moving, it doesn't know that that's stopped. So it doesn't have any of the print recovery modes that the MK3 does. So that's, no, it's not quite an MK3, but the big reason to upgrade it is for the removable heat bed, the updated pin to probe. It would be nice if it was all MK3. But if you want that, just get an MK3 and sell your MK2 for a, you know, decent price and get an MK3. All righty, Mike. We'll see you later. My main goal today, even if the filament sensor is not going to work, is get this thing back up and printing reliably. Get the thermistor changed out so that I can print with it, because I can print without a filament sensor. Been doing it for a long time. is way different than when it searched for the points on the MK2 when I first got it. Hey, Pop. The camera. Streaming. Ah. So this is probably already full of foam.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure so. So I don't think it can fill up and sink.
Oh, I don't know. Think we want to use it? I have 4 of my other floats.
Sure.
We put on the end of it, you know, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Leave this on the top, but then 4 down below.
I can throw some super glue in there. So I was thinking, is this about the right size for a float?
Well, I bought a little bigger about this long.
But same diameter.
No, a little bigger around.
Okay, but you like the long ones? Or do you like the...
I just want something that...
So, well, what I was thinking of is I could 3D print
a tube.
Well, 2 tubes and we glue them together in the middle.
Right, but I mean
or
a
3
tube.
tubes, yeah. With a rope hole.
Then you have to fill it.
Yeah, right.
But I got enough to get them.
Wow, okay.
You never have to get any more.
I was just thinking
This is just
they would be custom. You wouldn't have to paint them. The paint wouldn't come off.
Really, do what you want to. You got your own pot.
Okay.
I don't like the looks of it. I like another trap door.
But it doesn't matter. Crabs are going to go in there and get caught.
But they might get more of them.
I guarantee it.
If we have another door, they might go in easier.
It might.
Now we're going. There's a cruise in. Meter doesn't start to 4, but he wants to be there at 2.
Of course. Ah, okay. I need to remove that when I do this.
Is this a new machine?
It's an upgrade. I got a defective filament sensor, and so I replaced that.
I mean, is this?
No, this is the old one. I've upgraded it.
Oh, okay.
So,
what do you call these days? 3D
printer.
But I never think of the word. I think imaging.
Printer.
Yeah.
So I got all 4 points. Place the steel sheet.
I got white paint for this other end.
Right.
If you glue whatever I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'll glue it right now.
Well, I'm going to leave it in a minute.
Okay.
I think I want to go in your house and borrow your potty.
Okay. There we go. I got the super glue right here.
You don't use Gorilla Glue?
I have some.
I've got that glue that I bought for the plastic, that plastic for doing the boat numbers.
Yeah, but super glue works funny.
Yeah, but what do you think I did? I can't find it.
No. Yeah. That sounds like us. Where did I put that?
Safekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we put it.
Yeah. Well, I'll find it eventually.
Maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting to the point I might croak first. Well, it fell off my deal, and I don't know if it cracked in or had a crack in it before.
Yeah.
Because the first bonk sounded okay, and then it bonked about 3 times. Then I heard the crack. See, I don't know if it rolled over where it could, would make a number on it. Oh, you still got to drill this.
XYZ calibration all right. XY axes are slightly skewed. Good job. Thank you. Other than the filament sensor not working, we're good. Now I get to tear the hot end apart. Which means I get to pull that extruder off.
How come you haven't taken this thing and drill the holes yet?
Because forget about it.
Yeah. Well, then the one day you want to use it.
Yeah, well, that day hasn't come yet. Wow.
Oh, you got the old ice cream maker up there.
Yep. Needs some help.
And our old stove. What does it need help about? One of the
wires is rusted through.
Does that printer down there work?
Kinda.
It needs to work on that too, huh?
That's the Zone Star. It
Man,
works.
You've got a really cute looking saw.
Awesome.
With the diamond plate and everything.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten blades for the metal cutting saw. I have the extra blades, but they're all too long.
Oh.
About 8 inches too long. So
it is. It's not Stu.
really?
Stu's making the turtle, part of the turtle, he thinks, but it's Ratchet Jaw. It's Jack or Springer. Jack Springer says Frank Springer.
I don't know who that is.
Now he's a slow poker.
Hot rods, guys. It's all hot rods.
Oh, I should have stayed home today.
I should have put a clamp on this.
No, if you had that other glue, you don't need to do it. You touch it, hold it, it's done.
Yeah, well, this is a little old and it takes a little bit to set up.
Yeah, that other stuff is really works.
I got my mount on the MK2.5 after 3 or 4 tries.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I see 2 other ones you built.
But it's on there.
You haven't really run anything on it yet.
No, I got to put the bolts in it. I've got to wire, get a little guide so that cord stays out of the way, goes up to the top of the gantry, and then I can put a bit in there and find something to. I was thinking of taking that styrofoam, and then I thought, that's going to make a huge mess.
Yeah, that's pretty deep though.
Yeah. So, wish I had a round off of a log that I could throw up there. You know,
the Wayne.
No, cut.
Oh yeah.
A round off of a stump or something.
Well, I would get one
and throw up there, maybe 4 inches thick or so.
Yeah, cut some off the end of his that he's going to put in his house.
Oh, okay.
When I go by him next time, I'll see if I can get a chunk of that.
There. Glued.
Do you think it's full?
Well, I don't know. You hear it rattling around.
Yeah, see, I don't think it is.
Okay, well, I'm going to glue it like that, and then I'll drill a hole in it and fill it.
Well, drill a hole and look in it.
Yeah, I will.
So, let's see.
If it's not filled, it will be filled.
Yeah. It should work.
Yeah.
For what we're going to do.
Well, I was designing one up last night because I thought of this. I thought, oh, this would be cool. We could emboss our initials in it if you wanted to. Or you could print them in custom colors.
Each crab pot's supposed to have your name and address on it.
Right.
But if I take somebody with me, they don't have crab pots. That's why I hold off putting names on it.
Right.
And it's supposed to be indelible, so you can't take it off and change it.
Right.
See.
On the pot. Not
well,
on
the bobber.
Oh, okay.
On the bobber.
So that's what I mean is you could put Ryan on there.
Yeah.
And emboss it in, and then it could come up, and then you could print it in colors. The color would go all the way through. And
well, you could do one if you want to. Whatever works in your pot.
It's going to be.
The thing is, you don't want to get too big of bobbers that'll pull your pot in a heavy tide.
Right.
And your pot is, it might move a little bit.
So the rope goes through, but this would be the last one, so it'd kind of stand up, maybe.
No. They lean with the tide. Because the rope pulls and they aim.
Right.
The only time they might stand up is slack tide.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what they do is some guys put a post through here with a flag on it. They 3 feet stick up, with a flag on it, and then this is heavy enough that it'll stand up. Well, then tide, it's usually about this high instead of this high because it's leaning over. But some of them, you look. When we're looking, where the hell is it?
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking. Is if I put a rope hole through this way. Then the rope is pulling.
No, it'll still
fall over.
Yeah, it'll fall over because you think you've got current pushing on it, so your rope is at an angle. Well, the part of this that's sticking out is not going to stand up straight because the end.
Right. But it might step higher.
Yeah. Hey, we go down twice a year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
But I thought it'd be cool.
I think of that type of things too, and then I think it isn't worth it. I go to extremes with the pot and everything now, trying to make it.
Like this is heavy duty. You know,
Dad had it on something.
Right, but I mean what it's made out of. This is a hefty.
Well, but you think that's 50-some years old.
Right.
They didn't have a lot of the plastics.
Yeah.
Because see, Dad was still using wooden cork floats. Well, then they dipped them in paraffin all the time. Could it wear off?
Right.
So they wouldn't get water.
To preserve them.
Okay, then a guy came out from Canada with a special varnish on them. It was really tough. Then Dad had to have the new ones. That was the new ones. Well, later on, they came out with plastic ones.
Right.
Like this, only small. Okay, then they came out with a styrofoam one.
Right.
You know, and that's the best because they can take a beating and they're solid. They don't need to be painted. You know, that's one of the best ones.
They will deteriorate over time, but
well,
yeah,
you can't wear them out. Then there's some of them. We got 2 brown ones. Or 2 halves make 1 flower.
Right.
You know, had a bunch of them too.
Right.
This is just not my kind of weather. I'm just sweating.
I know,
uncomfortable.
It's too warm. I opened the thing to get a little breeze through here, but not blowing like it was the other day.
No, where's your fan?
I got AC going in the room. Oh, looks like I left the door open.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna go take a pee and then I think I'll get out.
Okay. All right, I'll work on this.
What are you doing this weekend?
Working on Jan's insulation in her barn, fixing that, working on that.
Okay, you're just gonna be around here doing something.
Yeah.
Did you tell what's his name? You got that thing for him?
Not yet.
Oh.
I haven't seen him yet. He was on vacation this week.
So what you got? Samples down there that didn't work out? Your pothole, your cup.
All right.
Well, your little run.
No, I had them stacked up and knocked them over. And haven't picked them up yet. Haven't gone looking for everything that's on the floor.
Yeah, you got other things.
Well, I moved all that styrofoam out of here, so I gave me some more room. We got it all put up in her barn. We bought more of it, and
Okay,
so
you're doing that instead of regular insulation.
just it's neater. Yeah.
This you got to cut it so down between each.
Yeah, but I mean, once it's installed, you don't have to put sheetrock up because it's hard.
Yeah.
And just was easier. And the stuff that we first put up out there, I got from work. They used it as forms or whatever for concrete pour.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just going to throw it away. So I got like 6 or 8 sheets of it.
A lot of them times they make them, they just leave them there.
Yeah. Right. Well, they did, the ones that they used, but they had extras.
Oh.
And they were just loading them up in the dumpster.
Yeah,
so
I don't think it's as fine as this here is. So. That spraying you got to watch and see if that's dead cell or live cell.
It's dead.
No, you're going to put in here.
It's dead.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel sort of half dizzy right now.
You have lunch?
No, not much. They're supposed to feed you down to this cruising. I had some a little bit of the sliced turkey for a sandwich.
All right.
A couple pieces of that, and a couple bites of my Jello with stuff in it.
So I thought you were going to call, so I brought my phone out here so I wouldn't miss you.
You can't count on me. Shirley said the same thing about something. We went out and watched Ridgefield.
Yeah.
Boy, some of them hurt your ears. They're so low.
The
Fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah. Yeah, well, we had plenty of fireworks here.
The other thing, I just get scared because of the dumb shits that have property there. They come out and it's, go out in the woods and light them off. Set fire.
Yeah, right.
It was telling how many fires they set over in Portland.
I know. Cody said his lawn got lit on fire.
Who's Cody now?
Cody, Cameron and Cody.
Oh. Are they doing anything? still living.
I don't know what they're doing.
She's got two little protected kids. They don't move far away from mama.
They were in the Ridgefield Parade.
Were they?
For advanced whatever fabrication. Had a truck out there.
Well, who works for them?
Cody and Cameron.
Both work for them.
Yeah. That welding place. Okay, so I got to take all of this apart, I think. Or at least a little bit of it. At least the fan shroud.
Oh, Roy was asking if you make stuff. Can you make and leave a tapped hole in something? That'd be a 1032, something like that.
I can't tap that. Can't.
No, as you machine it, it won't make the tapped hole.
It can try. It won't make it.
Oh, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, 32 threads per inch. That's 32 thousandths. Layer height is 8 thousandths.
But you could make it and leave a pilot hole so you could just run a tap in it.
Right.
That's what I told her.
Thread it into the plastic.
Well, yeah, but
leave the hole, the thread hole, the diameter.
Yeah. So that you run a tap in it. You already don't have to drill it. You just
right. That's what this is. We just push the screw into the hole and tap it in there.
Yeah.
All right. Now what have I got to do? I have a feeling I got to take all them stupid zip ties off again.
I fixed your trap door. I had it upside down. I took it apart and redone it.
And you still don't like the looks of it?
No, it needs another door.
It needs another door.
Instead of a flat one over there.
Okay.
It looks out of balance.
Well.
Oh.
It'll catch a crab. They're dumb.
Okay.
They'll go in the hole.
Well, when we go down, we'll put my pot against your pot.
Sure. All right. Well, have fun.
Yeah, well, I'll be back out maybe.
Oh, okay.
How long did it take me to get down there to
Woodland?
No, Chuck's down here. 10 minutes.
Oh, Chuck's down here. I thought you were going to Woodland.
No, Chuck's.
Probably about 5 minutes.
There's a church.
Yeah.
When you go down the hill, stoplight, turn right.
Yeah, Chuck's Groceries.
Yeah, turn right. Go up to the hill. Next stoplight, turn left, and go into that church you see from the freeway.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's going to be.
Okay. Oh boy! Now this. So let's power off and get some cables off of here, because what we've got is a heater block. Messy heater block. And you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but right there are the thermistor wires. And they're all wobbly and loose. But I don't see the set screw to get that. It is a cartridge thermistor. So I'm assuming that the set screw for the thermistor is at the top of the heater block. Did I put that on upside down? Dear Lord. Sometimes I wonder about me. That's my guess. That is my guess, is that I get that put on upside down, and the set screw for the thermistor is on the top of there. So let's
Elliot must be outside someplace.
Yeah, he came out with me. He's been in all day. He wanted to wrestle when he first got up. So.
Yeah, but he uses his claws.
Yeah, he does, but
stinker.
If you gotta know how he's gonna wrestle.
Yeah.
So we wrestled for a little bit, and then he wanted some food, and then doing his kitty stuff, and then he decided to come outside. So he's running around here somewhere.
That's your hands working on the thing?
Yeah. So we're streaming this. Oh, who we got? We got more people. We got Robo Tuto. Oh, hi, bye. Because we were jabbering. So they're watching this camera.
It shows this thing is blue on your screen.
Yeah, it looks, well, depends on the angle. If you get over here, it changes because
they hear you talking?
Uh-huh. Oh. Is the laptop screen. And color correction on this thing depends on the lighting because it's LED.
Right.
So I got to pull all this apart.
How do you hear about Cody and Cameron?
They post on Facebook.
Oh,
actually, Karen posts on Facebook. So.
Yeah, because I don't know what to do. I knew they moved Frida, took her out of the home.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, put her someplace else.
So.
It's time delayed too.
Yeah, it's got a bit of lag in it. So, come on.
All right,
you're off to the races.
Go down and see what the big deal is.
Okay.
I've never been to this one before. Well, and I think it's going to be 88 or 89 next Wednesday. I'm not going over the beaches. That's too hot for me. And this thing driving down the road, you get mighty warm and I don't have anything on the floor.
Right.
You know, need to go get somebody's old abandoned rug or something throw in there.
Yeah. Oops. Hey, Shalom.
All right.
All right. See you later. All right. Oh, let's take this apart. Hey, Shalom. We're trying to do upgrades.
See you later.
Bye-bye. So that was my pop. He's leaving. Going to a car show. A hot rod show. All right, so that's that. Let's pull this fan off. So right now I'm doing the thermistor on the heater block. Already did the replacement filament sensor and it still doesn't work. So I don't know what the problem is there, but we're having loads of fun. Let's see if we can break more pieces or lose more stuff. Because, you know, there goes his hot rod. Okay, if you can hear it. Later. So, I think well, I know we've got one screw up here at the top. Holds this part on. And one screw right there. That holds the other side on. All right. So can I get it out of there without the... What else is holding it there? Oh, nothing. It's just stuck on there. All right. So we got that part on. Let's undo this piece. Dear. Oh boy. Okay, well, they really didn't want that coming undone, did they? All right. Can we get that out of there with the heater block on there? Maybe, maybe not. Oh boy. Turn, pivot. I know I've done this before without taking that apart. There it is. Sheesh. Okay, so yeah, that little thermistor's wires are pretty toast. And if we undo the cool side, you guys probably can't see all this because I'm in the way. Excuse me. Okay. Now, let's see if I can do this just temporarily. Let's plug it in and heat that puppy up. Get some of the gook off the top of that hot end. No, I don't want to do that. Stop. What are you doing? No, I don't want to. Okay. I don't care. Settings, temperature, nozzle. Let's go for a nice toasty 190. Let's see if it'll go. Well, it's heating. These. Yeah, we'll get some of the schmutz off of the top of this thing. Especially around the hole where that mister lives. Okay. Need a teeny tiny. Back that off. Huzzah. Ow, that's warm. Okay, it's on cool down. So right now, while it's hot, let's push that thermistor cartridge out of there. Sweet. Got that thing loose. All right. Yeah. So you can see how bad the wires were stretched out there. And I don't know what's going on inside of here. Whether, I mean, that's fiber or whatever, but yeah, those are not making good connection. At least it's not giving me real stable readings anymore. So let's try and put another one in there. Fortunately, since I already bought one of these a while ago, I should not have to redo the wiring because it's on that plug. Ooh, that's still mighty warm. Yes. Oh, come on. Okay, it's just got to be snug. I think we'll let that cool off a little bit before I try and put the thing back together with the throat. While we're waiting, we can clean all the schmutz off of that. Look at that thing. That's just dust and crapola. It's plastic residue. There, nice and clean. Sweet. Okay. I don't know what texture that is, but we're going to call it good. This back on there. It's bottomed out. Put our PTFE tube back in. Then ooh, that's warm still. tube up in there. Got the cold end up in there. Now I got to rotate it. So the heater block is pointing the right direction. You get the thermistor wires to go above the hot end wires. Okay, like that. Yep, like that. Okay, now this piece can go back on. You're not it. You're not it. Where did you go? Right there. Okay, so this goes up that way. All right. Two halves of this back together. Holding the hot end in there. Yeah, I know. I didn't do very much cleaning up on that heater block, but oh well. Make sure all your wires are up in there where they're supposed to be. Cinch that guy down. That guy down. Okay. All right, so this and this can go back on. If you can't see what I'm doing, it's, sorry, putting the part cooling fan back on. Just snug. You have to be reefing tight there. You don't want them vibrating loose, but all right, now the hot end fan. Okay. Right, like that. Four. Okay. And we got 4 little bolts, little screws, whatever. What's the difference between a bolt and a screw? I'd say technically a screw has a tapered point. I guess that would be it. And bolts have a flat end. But then I've heard them called machine screws. So they're because of basically diameter, I guess. But then like sheet metal screws are screws like wood screws, but for sheet metal. All right, so we got our hot end fan back on. Let's get these in there. And I'm supposed to do them diagonally and make sure the fan spins. Okay. And now I messed up my PID tuning because I was trying to make that hot end print with the bad thermistor. So first order of business, once we get the nozzle back on, is to do a PID tune. All right, so, but before I put the nozzle on, or before I put the fan duct on, let's put that nozzle back in. At least get it in there. Okay, it's just finger tight. Put my wrench. Now I've got a little bit of maintenance to do back here. So get this plugged in. Right way. And then, so the weird thing is that they give us this connector, but there's almost not enough space. But we'll make it work. I get 2 more zip ties. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm having fun. Show him stop by, but has to go for dinner. All right, so we're going to put these the opposite way around. And the ones that are already on there. So what I was noticing when it was doing its self-test, this thermistor plug was hitting back there on that cover. And I'd like to try and prevent that if I can. So trying to get a zip tie right on there. We'll keep it tied up there. Keep everything tidy. Yeah. Okay. That's all tidied up. So that should not hit. I don't think any of my wiring is going to hit anything. So now let's heat up the nozzle and do the hot tight on that. 216 ought to be plenty fine. Make sure the thermistor's reading, which it is. Oops, not that one, this one. 7 millimeter. 94, 98. And 3. 116. That ought to be warm enough to get that glob off the end here. Yep. .202. Okay, without smashing any wires. Oh, cinch that puppy up. Okay. Preheat. Cool down. We don't need it hot right yet. Let's put this. Let's put the fan shroud back on. The fan's running. That's good. Don't touch the nozzle while you're under there. Getting grease all over the place. Okay, there's that. Let's move the Z down a little bit. Oh. Let's go calibration. Okay, get that all done. So now I'm going to redo that because I hit down on the camera mount. Okay, let's do that again. Okay. All right, without something under the corner there. What time is it? 2. So I'm going to have to hurry this up and get this put together and test print, and then go get dinner. Okay, let's move Z up a bit. That's good enough. And then we've got parts and pieces to put back together. Long screws with springs. Okay, long screws with the springs go in here. And get this guy with his one washer, because I lost the other one. It's pivoty. Okay. Then screw this in until it just comes flush with the other side. Like that. All right. Now we can put this guy back on. Not like it makes any difference because our filament sensor is not working. All right. This goes in there. Kind of screwing it in there. Kind of. There we go. Oops. 2 screws to hold that guy down. Okay, and last piece in there, and we can see if it'll print something. Oh, no, PID tune next. Yes, PID. Thanks for reminding me. PID tune. That guy back in. Wrenches away. Allen keys away. Okay, PID tune. Calibration. PID calibration. We're going to go for 240. Well, that's working. We can put our filament back up there. What? Why? Why? So just broke the filament off in this little PTFE tube in the top in the filament loading chute. So it's up to, oh, well, that's okay. I should have had the fan on. That's what I was going to shoot for, was PID tune with the fan on, but oh well. There we go. Okay. Something smells hot. Probably that new thermistor and all that new wiring down there. Getting cooked a little bit. First cycle of the PID tune is done. There's that again. Oh, probably knocked that down back there too. Looking for my wiper. Right there. So that is. All right. PID tune's done. Let's go load filament. That's what we want. All right, we're loading. Yeah. I know, it wasn't quite warm enough, was it? We're going to say yes. Then we're going to go load filament again and get that fast load. Boy, this stuff really likes some heat. That's at 210. Well, that's what you're getting. Okay. All right. Oh. Oh, hey, Dave. Or Dav. Dave? Dav? Whatever. Anyone make a 3D scanner that you could use a clay medium, scan it, then print it. That would be cool. Yeah. For about $1,200, you can buy an Einscan SE. And you can use it handheld or on a tripod. And yes, you can definitely get one. There are cheaper options, but I have not been impressed with the quality of them, although they do work. One thing that you might want to check out is Cowtech, Cowtech. They make one that uses just regular webcams and a couple laser pointers, and it will scan a small object, probably about 6 by 6 or so is the limit. And it will turn out an object. I don't know how detailed it would, the resolution's not great on it. The Einscan are pretty nice scanners, and well, they ought to be for that price. Although you should probably check out 3D Professor. He's got one, and they have some funky requirements on the software, so you have to be hooked up to the internet. All right, let's find a model to print on this sucker, because I'm tired of what's on the card. So let me see if we plug this in. Says it's connected. Woohoo! I'm going to move you guys down so you can kind of see what's printing. Maybe. Ish. I get confused by which direction I'm going. All right. Let's see what I've got on here. Boy, that thing's really struggling. Okay. Hello? Okay. new version of Slicer PE. I will try that later. Normal PLA, let's go add. Let's look at what I've got downloaded. Oh yeah. I was going to try and print this guy. I know you guys can't see that. And let's go print settings, 2 perimeters, top and bottom 5, infill, let's say no infill. We want it to print fast. And I'm going to do something on the perimeters and make my layer 6. I'm upping the extrusion width on all my perimeters. Except for the top solid infill. So let's go back to plater. Let's slice it. Let me preview it just to make sure. That ought to be interesting. Oh, it looks like it should print. So let's say print. Now, if you guys have never done this, Slicer, Slick 3R, has a controller. It's hidden by default, but you can turn it on and print right from in Slicer. So we should be, we're heating. I see stuff coming out of the nozzle there. Bed's heating. We're just going to for shits and giggles, because this is brand new bed, I'll put down a little bit of glue stick on there, as I haven't washed it. So glue stick will make it stick. Make sure I keep myself out of the way. We're at 54. $58 on the bed. So this is going to do 2 perimeters, but they're going to be 0.6 millimeter wide. Oh boy. No, my piece is still in there. Oh, it must be the wiring hitting. Okay, well, I can fix that, but it's going to print. Purge. Okay, we'll have to adjust the Z. We're going to go down about 0.3-ish. We'll leave it there. Well, let's see how that does. Where's my big bucket? It's over there. Maybe you can see a little better. Looks like our temperature's holding-ish. Probably need to do another PID tune with the fan on full blast. That would probably be smart. So now it's slowing down because the layer is going to take less than however many seconds. Oh, hey, John Mac. Well, I got it all back together. Filament sensor still doesn't work. Got the new thermistor in. Everything's heat tightened. We're just doing the first test print. Got everything calibrated. Need to redo the PID tuning for the hot end with the fan on 100%. Although it's holding temperature really good, but what I was having problems before trying to print PETG with this, with the old thermistor. And I probably killed the filament set because I was off by 1 pin on the inside of the thing when I plugged it in. I could have sworn I triple checked it, but oh well. So this is a little figure of Domo, and it will be 0 infill, 2 perimeters, but 0.6 extrusion width on the perimeter. Got to look at how tall he's going to be, but it probably is about 50 millimeters tall, something like that. Should be a pretty fast print. I got it. Kept seeing a string hanging off of there, and I just knew it was going to get sucked into the part coil fan. Need to readjust my duct. It's hanging down on the one side. Hanging down over on this side. Oh yeah, that's a nice tangle I got going in there. So I'm just glad to have it back up and printing. Filament sensor I can always take care of later. It's not too bad to get to. Having a new thermistor in there. Yay. Oh, so maybe broken inside. Anyway. You know if the stream's still going, as it just tried to unconnect, reconnect here. I don't know why this little camera is so blurry. What does it need to focus on? I know Domo is not the most challenging thing to print. But it should look pretty good because it's got thick walls and no infill, so you won't get that weird see-through, seeing the infill through the walls kind of thing. Well, now I'm getting a breeze going through the garage here. Feels nice. So I'll have to do some cable wrangling to be able to get this setup over to the mostly printed CNC. Either that or I gotta roll the mostly printed CNC over here to the workbench because I need this laptop for running things over there. I got my mount for the router printed and it's on the machine. I just need to mount a couple screws, find some material and load up a bit and go through the calibrations with it. I'm using ESTL cam to do the driving of it, and that requires that I flash it with the ESTL cam firmware, which is not a big deal, but the way that it calculates movement is slightly different than the way Marlin does it, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I have to redo that. I heard that. That was a bridge. That's the top of his legs. Or it's coming. Top of his legs is coming. Oh yeah, we're going faster now. Can't see if it's actually filling in there, but I hope. Sorry, I'm going to be in the way here for a minute. I'm cleaning the little bit of excess grease off of the spool rod. So. There we go. Some at the bottom, got some at the top of the Z. I haven't noticed any on the Y yet. Nope, at the other side I'll have to wait. Well, a little droopy. Couple little droopies, but not bad. In between the legs. Oh, I hear the starting of the arms. So those must be top layers going along on the inside of the hands. I see what's going on. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Yep, I had that checked. Where does it tell me if it's going to slow stuff down if it exceeds under advanced? Nope. I would have thought it was under speed. And it usually asks for how many seconds and then slow it down. But I don't see that here. Okay, well. And Keller subscribed to me. Sweet. Well, it looks like the stream's still going. So my advice to all you guys, if you want to print faster models, faster, stronger models, make sure you turn off that ensure vertical wall thickness. And that will keep it from doing all that crazy little back and forth infill thing that it does, even though there's no infill. I know that color looks awesome on the little camera. Well, and it's not a bad color, but it's translucent. It looks fairly opaque there. Probably should have printed him bigger. It would actually go a little faster. I printed 2 of them. Excuse me. Okay. Well, I hope the stream's still up. Can't tell. Oh, you can. Cool. Welcome. Welcome to the garage. Hey, he's printing right along here. Must be going to start closing in for the shoulders. I don't know. I'll have to look at the model again. See what it looks like. Oh, that's his wrists. And his mouth should start shortly thereafter. Oh, we may have a problem when we get to the top. Oh, well. I thought I had more top layers than that. 5. Oh, but if you don't ensure shell thickness, it doesn't do that. Oh, weird. Maybe. Oh, maybe it's because maybe not. Things are fine. Let's look at that. I had to reslice it. Ah, yeah, it's fine. Oh, I see. Well, we're going to get a bunch of extra infill in the mouth area. Basically, this model was made up of a bunch of separate models. So the eyeballs, the back of his mouth, his teeth are all separate models, and it put all the shells together to make him. So they're going to print as separate pieces, but all connected together. And I don't know exactly who or what Domo is, other than a cartoon character. What show he's from? I think I've watched a couple of the cartoons, but I don't remember. It's been a while ago. I may have to reprint this little guy in some protopasta. That iridescent ice or the silver smoke would make a nice looking model, especially hollow like this. So yeah, that's the normal printing speed that it should be going at. That last little layer right there, where it just ripped all over the place. So now it's doing the bottom edge for his teeth or his mouth. It's like it's doing the back wall of his mouth, I think. That must be a top infill layer. Got a tangle up here trying to form. Let's do something about that and not drop everything onto the printer. I'm over here unwinding my spool, untangling my spool. Because when I dropped it off the table there earlier, I got quite the bird's nest started. This is much easier when it's not fed into the extruder of the printer. Okay, one tangle done. Okay, second one down. Third one done. Fourth one done. Whoops, I guess there was one more. Okay. All right. All tangle free now. I can get it back onto the spool without bunching it up anymore. Back on the spool holder. There we go. Woo, doggies. That was fun. So we're getting the mouth parts now. I guess you guys are a little bit high still. All right, now you can kind of see what's going on. Well, our extruder temperature is holding steady, so I'd say that the thermistor upgrade or replacement is working dandy. All right. Well, we're at 33% done, but it looks a lot taller than that. Okay, I'm going to need to run to the store for dinner, but I will be right back. But I will leave the stream up and running so we can watch Domo finish printing. Probably be another half hour or so. So I'll be right back.